And here is the Writer's Almanac for Sunday. It's the 5th of July, 2020. 1937, on this day, Hormel Foods introduced Spam to America, pre-cooked pork and ham in a can with an aspic gelatin holding it together, originally called Hormel Spiced Ham. And it's assumed that the name Spam stands for spiced meat and ham. Though in Britain, during World War II, they called it specially processed American meat or supply-pressed American meat, and some people suggested it stood for something posing as meat or spare parts animal meat. And somehow it came to stand also for unsolicited, unwanted bulk email advertising. 1946, on this day, the bikini was introduced in Paris, designed by Louis Réard, who hired an exotic dancer from the Casino de Paris to model it, and said in his advertisements that a swimsuit wasn't really a bikini unless you could pass it through a wedding ring. The brief two-piece swimsuit dates back much farther than the 1940s, however. Roman mosaics depict women swimming in outfits that resemble the bikini. Historians have found evidence that a form of the bikini may have been popular in ancient Minoan civilizations 3,600 years ago. 1954, on this date, Elvis Presley recorded his first single, That's All Right Mama. He went to Sun Records to record. He did a couple of crooner tunes, Harbor Lights and I Love You Because, and then during a break, he started jamming with the band, tuned by Arthur Big Boy Crudup, That's All Right Mama, and Sam Phillips in the control room said, That's it. It's the birthday of Jean Cocteau, born in Maison Lafitte, a resort town outside Paris, 1889, to a well-off family who encouraged Cocteau in all of his aspirations, so he set out to write poems and plays and novels and make movies and paint. Grew up in Paris, published his first book of poems, Aladdin's Lamp, at the age of 19. Jean Cocteau, who said, listen carefully to first criticisms made of your work. Note just what it is about your work that critics don't like, then cultivate it. That's the only part of your work that's individual and worth keeping. And it was on this date in 1950 the Battle of Osan took place, the first battle between American and North Korean troops in the Korean War, which had begun on the 25th of June. The North Korean People's Army crossing into South Korea, they captured Seoul. A few days later, American troops met the North Koreans in the city of Osan just south of Seoul. The North Koreans came in with tanks. The Americans were not adequately armed. The tanks rolled right through them. The Americans lost the battle and retreated. Here's a poem for today by Barbara Crooker. How the trees on summer nights turn into a dark river. How you can never reach it, no matter how hard you try, walking as fast as you can, but getting nowhere. Arms and legs pumping, sweat drizzling in rivulets. Each year, a little slower, more creaks and aches, less breath. Ah, but these soft nights, air like a warm bath, the dusky wings of bats careening crazily overhead, and you'd think the road goes on forever. Apollinaire wrote, what isn't given to love is so much wasted, and I wonder what I haven't given yet. A thin comma moon rises orange, a skinny slice of melon so delicious I could drown in its sweetness, or eat the whole thing down to the rind. Always this hunger for more. A poem by Barbara Crooker, How the Trees on Summer Nights Turn into a Dark River, from her collection More. That's the Writer's Almanac for Sunday, July the 5th. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.